A tiny mouse scurried through the alley, heart pounding, paws slipping on wet concrete. Behind it, a snarling dog gave chase, jaws snapping, eyes wild with hunger. Lost and alone, the mouse darted left and right, its home a distant memory in the chaos. Just as hope seemed lost, a shadow fell across its path. A cat, sleek and silent, stepped between predator and prey. With a hiss and a swipe of claws, it sent the dog yelping into the night. The mouse trembled, awaiting its fate, but gentle paws scooped it up. Through winding streets and moonlit gardens, the unlikely pair journeyed. At last, a familiar scent. Home! The cat set its passenger down, and with a flick of its tail vanished. Now, when the mouse ventures out, it looks for whiskers. Not its own, but those of its unexpected savior. In a world of white, a mother cat gave birth to a single black kitten. Unwanted, the tiny creature was cast into a rushing river. Swept away by merciless currents, the kitten mewed in despair. But fate had other plans. Washed ashore, the black cat found itself alone in a strange land. Days turned to weeks, and weeks to months. The cat grew, learning to survive on its own. Yet loneliness was its constant companion. One day, as the cat gazed at its reflection in a still pond, it saw not just itself, but the sky above. In that moment, it realized its fur was as dark as the night, but its heart was as vast as the heavens. From that day on, the cat walked with pride, no longer an outcast, but a creature of the cosmos. And when it looked up at the stars, it saw not abandonment, but a family of lights twinkling in welcome. Two kittens born side by side. One grew strong, the other barely survived. The runt, so small it could fit in a palm, was cast out, left to face the world alone. On cold streets it wandered, hungry and scared, searching for warmth, for a meal to be shared. But fate can be cruel to the weak and the small, and soon the tiny cat could barely crawl. As life slipped away, a familiar scent drew near. Its sibling, now large, had found it here. With gentle paws, it nudged its dying friend, staying close until the very end. Now, when the large cat looks to the sky, it sees not stars, but two feline eyes. For in death, the small one grew wings so grand, watching over its friend from a celestial land. A bird, once soaring high, now grounded, its wing broken and useless, a cruel twist of fate. Predators circled, their hunger growing with each passing moment. The bird's heart raced, its eyes darting frantically. Doom crept closer, a shadow looming larger by the second. In that moment of despair, an unlikely hero emerged. A tiny mouse, barely visible in the grass, scurried towards the wounded bird. With determination in its tiny paws, it grasped the bird's feathers and pulled. Into the safety of a hidden burrow they went, predator and prey united in an unexpected alliance. The bird, saved by the very creature it once hunted, found solace in the darkness of the earth. Now, when the bird looks at the ground, it sees not just dirt and grass, but a reminder of the day when size didn't matter and courage came in the smallest of packages. A deer steps onto the road, unaware of the danger hurtling towards it. Headlights pierce the darkness, a car speeding, unstoppable. The deer freezes, its life flashing before its eyes. In that moment of terror, a blur of brown fur leaps from the shadows. Another deer, driven by instinct or love, hurls itself into harm's way. The impact echoes through the night, a sacrifice made in silence. The first deer stands trembling as tires screech and metal groans. They say the deer survived, saved by an act of selfless courage. Now, when it grazes in meadows, it pauses, listening for hoofbeats. Not its own, but those of its unseen guardian, forever running beside it in the whisper of the wind. When the plane began to plummet, two dogs, one black and one white, huddled together. The crash was inevitable, but fate had other plans. Only the black dog emerged from the wreckage, alive but alone. Whispers spread like wildfire, condemning the survivor for living while the beloved white dog perished. Shunned by those who once welcomed him, the black dog roamed the streets, a pariah. Years passed, and the dog grew old and weary, his fur graying with the weight of solitude. In his final moments, he gazed at the sky, remembering the friend he lost that fateful day. As his eyes closed for the last time, a white silhouette appeared above. Not wings, but the spirit of his long-lost companion, welcoming him home at last. They say two dogs now frolic in the clouds, their colors blending in eternal friendship. As the boat rocked violently, two cats tumbled overboard, one black as night, one white as snow. The crew turned back, scooping up the pale feline, leaving its ebony companion to the merciless waves. Struggling against the current, the black cat mewed desperately. Its paws churned the water, strength fading with each stroke. Just as hope seemed lost, a figure emerged from the distant shore. A man, driven by compassion, plunged into the churning sea. Stroked by determined stroke, he battled the tide, reaching the exhausted feline. Cradling the cat close, the hero swam back, defying nature's fury with each breath. They say both survived that day, and now, whenever the black cat sees the ocean, it remembers not the cold embrace of water, but the warmth of a stranger's heart that refused to let it drown. As the plane plummeted from the sky, a tiny calico cat huddled in her carrier, trembling. The passengers, faced with an impossible choice, made a decision that defied logic. They strapped the last parachute to the feline's cage. With a gentle push, the cat was sent into the vast blue. Her eyes wide with fear, she tumbled through the air, her soft meows lost in the roaring wind. Just as hope seemed lost, a majestic eagle appeared beside her. Its powerful wings steadied the cat's descent, guiding her gently towards the earth below. Against all odds, she landed safely, her paws touching solid ground once more. Now, whenever the cat hears the distant cry of an eagle, she looks to the heavens with wonder, remembering the day when feathers and fur united, and a stranger became her guardian angel in the sky. As the lake's surface shattered, two dogs plunged into its icy depths. One black, one white, both fighting the current. Swept far from shore, their paws churned desperately. A brave man dove in, his strokes cutting through the waves. He reached the white dog, grasping its collar, but the black dog drifted further, his eyes pleading. The man turned back, the white dog safe in his arms. The black dog's head slipped beneath the surface, its last breath a silent goodbye. Now, when the white dog hears the lake's whisper, it stands at the shore, searching, not for its own reflection, but for the dark shadow it once knew. They say on still nights you can hear two barks echo across the water. One joyful, one mournful, a reminder of the choice that saved one life and the bond that transcends even death. In a world of light and shadow, a black puppy was born, unseen and unheard. His ebony coat blended with the darkness, invisible to those who sought brighter companions. Days turned to weeks, months to years, the black dog grew but remained a ghost. No gentle hand ever stroked his fur. No kind voice called his nameless existence. As twilight fell on his final day, the black dog lay alone, his eyes dimming. He had never known a warm embrace, or felt the beat of a loving heart against his own. With his last breath, he closed his eyes, dreaming of a world where color didn't matter. And as his spirit rose, unseen by earthly eyes, he finally found the love he'd always yearned for in the endless, colorblind embrace of eternity. A curious mouse scurried along the edge, whiskers twitching with excitement. Suddenly the cliff crumbled beneath his tiny paws. The world turned upside down as it plummeted, squeaking in terror, fur ruffled by the rushing air. Just when all seemed lost, a majestic eagle appeared, swooping down with outstretched talons. Gently, it scooped up the falling mouse, cradling it against soft feathers. Together they soared, mouse and bird, unlikely companions in flight. The mouse's heart raced, not from fear, but wonder. Safely deposited on solid ground, the mouse gazed up at its savior. From that day on, whenever it ventured near the cliff, it looked to the sky, hoping to glimpse not its own shadow, but the silhouette of wings. A reminder that sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected places. On a scorching highway, a turtle lay helpless, flipped on its shell, fate hanging by a thread. Cars whizzed by, oblivious to the creature's plight, each passing moment a dance with death. As a speeding vehicle approached, the turtle's eyes widened in fear. But in that instant, a shadow swooped down, a majestic hawk, talons extended. With precision, the bird grasped the shell, lifting the turtle into the sky. They soared above the bustling road, an unlikely pair united by chance. Gently, the hawk descended, placing its charge in a lush meadow. The turtle, now safe, gazed at its savior as the bird took flight once more. Now, whenever the turtle hears wings overhead, it remembers not the terror of the highway, but the unexpected kindness that came from above. A reminder that hope can arrive on feathered wings.